GPT-3 is an advanced language model which is able to perform some language processing tasks such as text generation, basic question answering, summarizations, and other without direct supervision. Literally, you tell computer what to do and provide some examples of desired output, and the model returns the result immediately. No coding, no fine-tuning required. The idea behind GPT-3 is very simple. Train the model on massive amount of text and then see what will it learn. The architecture used in GPT-3 is called transformer, and it was well known in machine learning community before. In simple words, it works in a way that the word in a sentence is masked and then predicted using weights assigned to surrounding words. Such iteration is repeated for each word. So nothing new was created. The innovation of GPT-3 lies within the data which was used for training. To be more precise, the volume of data on which it was trained. GPT-3 was trained on 750 gigabytes of data, and as a result, it has much more parameters, 175 billion parameters in comparison with 1.5 billion parameters in the old version. To understand how large the dataset was, imagine that one text file consists of around 700,000 pages per 1 gigabyte. The data corpus contains petabytes of data collected over 8 years of web crawling, 8 million web pages, books, and English Wikipedia. Processing such an amount of data, it would take 114 years of training on a single server using, for example, Amazon Web Services. And in that case, it would cost over $1 million US. But if you have access to supercomputer, it would take you 24 days of training, but it would cost much more. GPT-3 was very successful in solving the problem of predicting a word, completing the sentence. As you can see from this plot, GPT-3 outperformed state-of-the-art model on Lambda dataset, but is still quite far from the level of human ability to predict the next word. What is more interesting that the accuracy with which GPT-3 was able to predict a word was enough to solve so many different problems, such as generating news, generating poems, generating novels, completing Excel spreadsheets and other official documents. GPT-3 was trained on English datasets, but 7% of data was in other languages. Despite this disproportion, GPT-3 was quite good in solving language translation tasks. However, it did not outperform state-of-the-art model. What is more interesting is that translation may be used for different types of data. It may also be effective in translating text to the code or translating particular style of the language to other style, for example, legal language to natural language. And GPT-3 was quite successful in doing it according to some publicly available demonstrations. GPT-3 outperformed fine-tuned state-of-the-art model for question answering task. And as you could see from the graph, it scaled with the number of parameters. As such, we can predict that the more parameters will be used in the model, the better question answering task will be solved. GPT-3 outperformed state-of-the-art solutions for common sense reasoning, but it was not still good for natural language inference tasks, where reasoning is more complex and involves different levels of logical inference. GPT-3 is not ideal, it's still quite far from the human ability to process the data. Moreover, it did not outperform state-of-the-art models on some tasks. The weakness of GPT-3 may be caused by both simple architecture and structural constraints. Not all information is expressed in written form. Human perception of the world is not limited to content of the book or web pages. As such, the gap between the way how human and computer understand and process information cannot be eliminated. GPT-3 was created by the company called OpenAI. This company expressed some concerns on possibility of harmful application of GPT-3, to name a few: discrimination, fraud, spam, misinformation, and prejudice. As such, the results of the training were not publicly released, and the access was open upon request to selected users only. While it's open to discussion who shall be in control of such powerful tool, there are no doubts that the progress cannot be stopped. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video.